Hello, my name is Robite, and welcome to the official, well, kind of official because of the channel, but we're just going to know those for now. Welcome to once again, the official Clusterfuck podcast. I'm your host, Robo Knight, or one of your hosts, but because none of them seem to be online. And here with me today, I have a friend.
You can call me Blue.
My friend named Blue. And we're just going to talk about whatever.
Excellent.
You got any topics? Because I got nothing.
Any topics? Well, what about anime? Let's start there. What kind of anime do you personally like? Where do you see anime going in the future? And do you think that Western culture is kind of ruining English dub anime for everybody?
Well, you know what my favorite anime is? I just like every anime.
Well, do you think that the way Western, dubbing companies like Funimation and stuff, you think that they handle it correctly, or you think that they should do better with treating the properties, with respect and stuff?
I mean, to me, it's like 50-50 on their part. So it's like, sometimes they can be 100% good, sometimes they can't. And that's kind of the issue.
Yeah. I just, I just don't seem to like that sometimes when they dub certain animes, they kind of put a message in there for Western culture. And, either it's a gross mistranslation, of what the actual material was, or it's themes that, Western culture has been talking about, but they sort of just put it in there and they call that a faithful translation. And what they should do, in my opinion, is they should be honest and they should say, this is not going to be a faithful translation. This is going to be our own translation, and if you don't like it, don't subscribe. But the way they represent it is deceiving, and I think that it's bad business practice, and specifically I'm talking about Funimation. I don't know very much about Crunchyroll to say if they if they mistranslate things too much, but mainly it's the way that Funimation comes off and the way that they either the VAs themselves take the initiative and they throw in their own like little, I don't know what you'd call it, SJW nonsense or their wokeness or whatever you want to call it. It's all ridiculous in the first, and anyway. But yeah, I mean, like, what are your thoughts? Have you come across any of that as you've watched some anime, and has that changed your perspective about companies like Funimation?
Wait, what question? So I was like kind of looking up High Guardian's page to see how it was going, and it's still not doing well.
Oh.
Can you repeat the kind of question?
Sorry, I guess it was a little long. In your opinion, do you think that Funimation should be taking um, liberties in the way that they translate Japanese anime to us? Do you think that kind of ruins the anime for you, whichever one you're watching? Stuff like that.
I mean, it doesn't bother me, but the idea of like translation is that you have to be 100% close to the source material.
Okay, so you do believe in it should be as close to the material as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't put anything like KFC in there. No, called Kawaki fried chicken or whatever pronounced.
Because in your opinion, that would be, altering the animation itself, altering what had Japan had originally intended, right?
Now, what I've heard actually is that like the whole ghost story thing was actually was like doing badly, and I think I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's like, well, for example, Full Metal Alchemist. Uh, one could argue that the 2003 version was not more faithful uh, to the story, the original story, but it was faithfully translated, right, into English, and there was not as much, kind of freedom to translate what they think the Japanese audience was trying to get across, and they were trying to put Western values in there. So, it's just stuff like that bothers me because, I don't I don't want politics in my animation. I don't I watch anime to escape from reality and to have a good story told to me. And so when people do that, it upsets me because it's like it's too political. And not everything has to be politics. There's a time and a place to talk about politics. And in my Japanese anime, I don't find that there's a place for it.
No, people will go to say, "Oh, but there are politics in anime." Yeah, and like political anime, by anime
But
that are actually kind of just for fun, or like
yeah, well, I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be, um, as it. I'll give you another example. I'm a big Star Wars fan, um, and I like the Mandalorian and stuff when that came out. But the thing that I look forward to on Disney Plus is the Bad Batch. I've watched every episode, and there's not a whole lot of political messaging. It's just sitting down watching an adventure story unfold between characters. And when people understand that your audience doesn't always want to be spoon fed a bunch of politics, and people just want to escape and to just relax and watch a good story being told to them, I think that that's when people's profits are going to go back up again. We saw that with Sonic the Hedgehog too. Um, when the when the movie first came out, Sonic looked absolutely horrible. People complained about how he looked. Um, there were people drawing alternative versions of him, and there was memes on the internet. It was crazy. And then I believe it was the director who saw the complaints, and he's like, yeah, we'll just change it then, and we'll make it more faithful to what you guys want. And the internet was like, huh? You're actually listening to us? What? And so then the movie comes out, the new trailer comes out first, and we see what they changed him into, and most of the internet was happy about the changes. And that movie became like immediately financially successful. Like a lot of people saw that movie. Even people who didn't really even like Sonic the Hedgehog went to go see the movie because they're like, well, holy crap. I mean, this guy just listened to what the internet asked and what the consumer wanted. And boom, now you got a second one right around the corner, I think. I think they're gonna start showing that film in maybe, I don't know, 6 months. So the sequel's coming out, and Knuckles is in this one.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, and and I think that's the direction that we need to go. We need to respect what the customer wants. Don't spoon feed them uh, political stuff, and respect the franchise that you're working with. Whether it's anime, whether it's a movie, a book adaptation, whatever it is that you're doing, respect what people enjoyed about the you know respect what people enjoyed about the material in the first place, right? You don't disrespect the material deliberately so that you can put in a political message. And I think that's what's important. I think that can go for anything too. I mean, it would help the anime industry. It would help Hollywood industry. TV. Whatever it is that they're working on, because we see how shows or movies or or anime who go in that direction of missing the boat, missing the essence of what the material was, and we see that people reject it, just outright reject it. I mean, you'll get the fake people on Twitter who will be like, "Oh, it's so great, inclusivity and all the SJW words, of how great it is and how woke it is, and but it's not organic. I mean, I can tell you right now that most people who try to compliment this crap that Hollywood puts out is artificial. It's not really what people think. Twitter has these bots that are created just for the purpose of complimenting these crappy shows and these terrible movies. Like, nobody genuinely likes this crap, and the few that do, they're a minority.
I understand that it's like a small line to a small thing, but come on, that's how you should go about things. It's not that difficult to understand this. Doesn't matter if it's small or big.
Yeah, and I mean, and you see that too. I mean, you've noticed a few things yourself on Twitter, and you've commented about it, and I think I've even replied to you on there. But it's it's a real issue because we're just messing around with our culture, and um we're destroying good stories doing this, pretending to be woke, pretending that everything is you know I it's just frustrating. Like, what we're doing is wrong. It's wrong on a cultural level. We're going to lose our identity as a culture, as a country, and because of that, people are not going to know good storytelling. They're not going to have the ability to equip themselves with lessons that stories can tell. And instead, it's just all going to be political propaganda. And it's just going to damage. I mean, it's not going to damage you and me. We're already grown up, but it is going to damage people who are growing up, who need those kind of, as kids and teenagers and young men and young women. I mean, it's gonna damage the way that they view the world. It's gonna damage how they deal with the world, and they're just not gonna have good quality entertainment. It'll all be, just artificial, tasteless crap. So it's it being too political has a lot of consequences, and one of them is destroying the entertainment industry, in my opinion.
Yeah, kind of sucks how people just act like this. Wait, then again, it's Twitter. Can't really affect anything.
Yeah, Twitter's Twitter. What can you say?
Apparently,
But
Jeopardy has like a new host. I don't know why they are continuing the show, even though the original show or host died last year.
oh, you're saying the host of Jeopardy?
Yeah, I don't know why they have like two new hosts or a new host at all. The show should have ended when the host passed away. Like that's how I see it.
Oh, I see. Because you're more used to the original host and feeling like he was like integral to the whole show. So there's really no point once he passes away.
Yeah.
Well, they did that with The Price is Right too. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I actually only watch a few shows of Jeopardy, so I'm not really. I don't know. It's just kind of difficult to explain. It's like interesting, but not really interesting to me. But
Well, I mean, have you ever seen that show The Price is Right? It's the same thing. They've had a couple of people be the host of that show too.
huh.
After the older guy, I don't know if he died. I can't remember, but it was the one where you guess prices for items. Usually it was on it or like in the morning time. Like well, I mean my grandma watched it, but anyway, it's a live show and it's the same thing. Is that the original host is no longer on the show, and I think they had another guy. I can't think of his name. Um, yeah, I can't think of his name. Or is it Drew Carey? Yeah, Drew Carey. That was the name, and he's the host now. So it's not the same though. I get what you're saying. It's not the same.
I just remember that I actually saw this like on Tuesday night. Um, Apparently there is like a Legends of the Temple revival or Legends of the Temple revival coming to the CW.
Oh, on the CW? I've never seen it.
Legends of the Hidden Temple, there it is.
And what was that show about? I've never seen it.
I don't really know how to explain it.
The well, what was the other? I was trying to think. Oh, the Green Lantern stuff. I was gonna mention that. You're now. Did they have a show of that on the CW? I don't remember.
No, no, no. They all
No.
actually ended works on making a Green Lantern show on HBO Max.
Oh, it was on HBO Max. Okay. So I thought it was. But didn't they have him on that Superman show or something?
Wait, what are you talking about?
The Green Lantern. Didn't they have him on? I thought they had him on his own show. Like it was the Flash and the Green Lantern and somebody else.
You mean Justice League?
No, wasn't it like a separate show called The Flash?
Oh
And they
yeah.
had Green Lantern like star in it or something, or do a
Well,
camo or
but it's more like a cameo because he never really wore the ring.
oh
But there are hints that shows that he is actually John Stewart.
oh I see.
I don't know when he will actually become Green Lantern. I just hope it's soon.
Well, what did you think about the movies that came out? I think there were two different ones that came out. One was oh no, maybe it was just the one with Ryan Reynolds. Did you like that one?
I mean, I'm having a biased opinion right now. I did kind of like it.
Well, what did you think? What did you think they could improve on?
The story.
Like, what was wrong with it?
Let's see.
I don't know because I'm not a Green Lantern fan. I was just kind of curious.
They could just like just had like an actual be start off as a villain and well, actually no, like wouldn't work. Actually, they could have just introduced like the Red Lanterns again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I did see the Justice League cartoon, and they aired that on I guess at the time that was CW, but they didn't call it CW. They call it Warner Brothers. I thought. I mean, not Warner Brothers. I'm silly. They called it the WB at the time, but uh, the Green Lantern in that one had. I mean, in my opinion, it seemed like it was a faithful adaptation. I mean, I guess my dad or a couple other friends that I know who follow Green Lantern more would know more about it, but I don't really know too much.
I do know that the Green Lantern actually has an animated series, but it's like CG.
Oh, it's a CG one.
Yeah, like um 3D models.
And when is that coming out? Is that going to be soon?
I don't know, it's been out.
Oh,
This has been out for like since I think 2012.
oh, okay. So it's been out a little while then.
I could be wrong.
Well, what do you think about what do you think about the Ninja Turtles? Have you watched any of that?
Oh yeah, actually seen a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff.
I like the 2012 version, and but I didn't like the whatever, I think it was the 2016 or 2017 version. I hated that one. I don't think I've seen a single episode of it. Seen like clips. They flipped around um Leonardo and Raphael. So Raphael's the leader and Leonardo's the not in charge. So he's taking orders from Raph, and just the animation style is so gross.
Oh, you mean
And
like? Are you talking about Rise?
the what?
Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Is that what it's called? It probably is. Yeah, I don't like that one at all. Um, the way the way they're drawn is terrible. Um, they just look all weird, and it's just unrecognizable. I'm like, what is this?
Like, I understand that they want to go that route, but not everyone likes that route.
No, I don't think a lot of people like that route. I mean, shit. I mean, as a kid, I had the freaking blankets, the curtains, the damn pillowcases. I mean, like there's a lot of people who enjoyed the well, I know they definitely enjoyed the arcade game. I mean, that was when it really got popular is that beat 'em up arcade game. And they're making a new game. I don't know if you know, but they're making a new arcade game
Oh yeah, the
called
beat 'em up.
Shredder's Revenge. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Shredder's Revenge.
Now,
Let me pull it.
the Teen Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2003 just really hits home.
I saw a lot of them, but they made a lot of episodes of that version. The 2003, there was a lot of episodes in that. Like, I'm gonna look at how many they had. And then, like in that one, I remember that Shredder always would like get killed and defeated at the end, and he always come back. He like multiple times. 7 seasons. But how big are the seasons each? Oh yeah.
Um, 100.
156 episodes. That's a lot. Not as
Apparently,
much as the other one.
apparently it was like canceled due to toy sales or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't doubt it at in the early 2000s. Yeah, it was based on a lot of toy sales. You have to be mildly successful in that. They don't base it on off of that now. Like Rise of the Ninja Turtles. I mean, how many toys do they really sell of that? Be for real.
Now what they now what a company should really do is to continue Spectacular Spider-Man
Yeah,
and
and you
MTV Spider-Man. Like uh, MTV Spider-Man actually ended on a very
well, I mean, because I'm more familiar with the older cartoon, the one that was on Fox Kids at the time. Um, and then I think they made like at least 2 more that I know of. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure there's another Spider-Man that's out now, and it's animated. So I'm not sure how good that one is. I haven't watched it.
All right.
I mean, when they change certain characters and uh, I don't know, when they change certain characters and they flip stuff around, sometimes it works, but then other times it doesn't. Like for me, I know a lot of Star Trek fans were upset in the new Star Trek movie when they had Kirk sacrifice himself to save everybody when it was supposed to be Spock in the original. And people got really mad at J.J. Abrams for doing that. So, I just, sometimes you just don't mess with, like I said, you respect the material, and then the consumer is happy.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about while we're here?
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what else to talk about. I will talk about Kick Vic and I don't Vic, but nah. I should probably keep that out of this.
Yeah, there's no sense in talking about all that crap. They don't need any more attention than they already have gotten. But it is Thursday, so any Thursday now we'll hear about Vic's appeal.
Any day.
Well, any Thursday around 9:30 p.m. is what they said.
I think this is probably where I could just end this episode of the podcast. So I don't know. Since we have nothing else to talk about.
Well, we've been let's see, how long have we been going on? We've about 30 minutes.
Perfect. I don't know. I don't know how long podcasts go for.
Typically, if you've listened to anything Nick Rekieta or other podcasters, they try to go 2 hours or something. But hey, you're just your first go, so
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening or tuning in, whatever. We will actually catch you later. I don't know. Peace.